this quotation mark, Susan? And the answer is an emphatic yes. First, though, and your life after Susan Urban hypnotherapy is gonna change exponentially. You are going to change exponentially. You are going to become the best version of you. The first class, world class, creme de la creme version of you. Promise and guaranteed. But before I can give you all these promises, I need to ask you a few questions because for hypnotherapy to work for this, and of course, this could be anything from anxiety, depression, addiction, self sabotage, perfectionism, people pleasing, procrastinating, fears, phobias, insecurities, self esteem issues, self confidence issues, lack of self worth, you name it, PTSD, OCD, anything. Because here's the thing, the conversations that I will hear and have on a daily basis is this: Susan, I have already done and tried everything to help me with this, and nothing has worked. You don't say. Yep. Therapy, CBT, psychology, psychiatry, self development courses, classes, books, lotions, potions, commotions. I've heard it all before, only to find out EMDR, Reiki, energy healing. I mean, I can't even imagine. It breaks my heart to know all the hoops people jump through to get help, only to find out either it didn't work or it gave them temporary relief and it sort of worked ish, but the problem is still there. Okay. And then in this case, I tell them, hey, this is going to change you. This is going to change your problem. This is going to change your life. But before I make all these promises, we need to have a conversation because Susan Urban hypnotherapy is not, okay, me fixing people or buying into your that you're broken and feeding into your insecurities and thinking that, oh, you're going to go unconscious, close your eyes, and I'm somehow magically going to say some magical words that will magically transform. That's not what my hypnotherapy is. What it is, rather, is first, I'm going to ask you, are you willing and wanting to, you ready for this? Take responsibility for your problems, for your condition. That doesn't mean, hold on, that doesn't mean I'm going to blame you. Doesn't mean I'm going to blame you for your past. It doesn't mean I'm going to blame you for your trauma. It doesn't mean I'm going to blame you for your parents. It doesn't, look, and please do not blame yourself for whatever that condition is. But it is your problem, okay? That depression, that anxiety, that insecurity is not your fault, but it is your problem. And if you want to change it, then the first question I will ask you is, are you willing and wanting to take responsibility? Because chances are, during that hypnotherapy, whatever people think that is, we're probably going to have a couple of come to Jesus conversations, if you know what I mean. Because we might find some unfinished business in the past. We might find places where you might have abandoned yourself unconsciously. We might find plenty of opportunities where you will see that your adult life is still run by childhood programming, and I don't recommend that. So, yeah, we're going to have some cleaning up to do. And this work is not for the faint of heart. It's not easy, it's not convenient, it's not comfortable. We're going to get emotional, but temporary pain for long term gain. And so you now have a choice. You can agree to do this kind of work, which again is not for the, especially if you work with me, not for the faint of heart, but we will get the job done. So you can choose, you have a choice. You can either hold on to your suffering and keep complaining and blaming and shaming and venting and gossiping and victimhood and feeling sorry for yourself. And if you do that, I have no problem. You have every right to feel sorry for you. Like, a little bit of that actually feels good and is necessary. We're humans, yes. To have that tenderness is necessary and useful. But don't wallow in it, because when you wallow in it and you consciously or subconsciously decide there's nothing I can do, that is a problem because there's always something you can do. I promise you, there's always something you can do. But for the people that resign themselves to their problem and then think that this session is going to be about them venting and crying and going back into the past and complaining about all the things that happened and how bad it was. And you don't understand, Susan, what they did to me. No, I don't understand. But what I do understand is that if you continue wallowing and repeating the same story and blaming everything else, the past, your parents, and again, I'm not saying they're not to blame, but if we leave it there, you are never going to get out of this misery. The minute you are willing to take responsibility and accountability for your life and for your happiness and for your joy and for your fulfillment, in other words, go from child archetype into adult archetype. As an adult, it's your responsibility to take care of your life the way you want it and understand what is it that you even want. What are you pursuing? What's your North Star? So many people don't even know. And then they, meander around aimlessly. Now, again, I was there for a long time. I had anxiety, depression, massive, really horrible insecurity issues where I felt inferior wherever I was. That goes back to first 20 years of my life. Had a very severe speech impediment, stuttering. Yeah, how convenient. And that was just the start. Anywho, so yes, needless to say, there was some baggage that I needed to go through and break through and understand, and then the interventions to turn all of this around. So, yes, my friends, hypnotherapy will work for you, and your life will change, and you won't even believe you're made for greatness. Okay? You have genius inside. But you know what's sad? So many people are not even willing to look into to find that genius because Susan Urban Hypnotherapy, the guarantee I can give you here is you have resources inside of you mhm, that can help you fix this problem. You are going to be the one who's going to fix it, not me. And those resources, most likely as of now, are laying dormant. And that's the problem. But the minute you resurrect them, you resurrect yourself, and that's when life starts to get really, really good. But again, I am not the one who's going to do the heavy lifting for you. You're going to be the one who's going to do the workout and the push ups and the heavy lifting and everything else that's required. And look in the mirror and realize where did you go left, where you should have made a right. And you get to clean all of that up. And that's healing. That's growth. That's where you literally get learning, growing, healing. You get to the other side of it. And you finally get to see, excuse my language, who the you really are, okay? And that is when a person, the joy, the fulfillment, the happiness, your relationships start to improve. You finally get to see which of these people actually love and support you and cherish you, and which ones were just there for the convenience because you made it very convenient for them. So, yeah, the truth will come out, and you're going to be so glad. In addition, you will become a phenomenal people reader. You will be able to understand the world around you in a completely new way because you will have gotten rid of all the crap that was inside of you, all that programming, the people pleasing, the perfection, like all of that stuff, the anxiety, the ruminating, the what if this and what if that, the catastrophizing, fear of uncertainty. Like that's ridiculous. And when all of that goes bye bye, you get to say, hello, world. And that's when you get to turn the page and start writing a new story. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for everybody. But please don't make a mistake thinking that hypnotherapy with Susan Urban is woo woo healing white light and we're just going to have a kumbaya moment and cry together and blame the trauma for. No, that's not what this is. This is some magical, exquisite, um, needed work only for people who are willing to sit down, open their eyes, not close their eyes, and face the truth. And then we can make some magical work happen. Any questions? You know where to find me.